Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the What's Up Wednesday Get Inspired, Inspire Live Question Answer webinar. My name is Laura Jones, and I'm the Northwest Regional Coordinator from the Indiana State Library's Professional Development Office, and I will be your host and presenter today. Just a couple of announcements before we begin. To register for our other webinars or other trainings available from the Professional Development Office, please see the Indiana State Library's events calendar, which can be found on our website at www.in.gov/library. For a full list of our current in-person training menu, please see our continuing education website. This session is about an hour, so you will receive one TLEU for the presentation. If you're watching an archived recording of this webinar, instructions on how to obtain your TLEU are in the video's description on YouTube, or you can find those instructions on the Indiana State Library's Continuing Education website under LEU policies. So let's get started. Today, I'm going to be demonstrating live searching through the Inspire database, highlighting some recent changes made to the search interface, and then answering any questions that may come up along the way. Okay, so today I will be talking about what is Inspire exactly and who can use it. Then I'm going to give an Inspire demonstration on the site. Then I want to talk to you about the ebooks in Inspire and the ways to use those. And then I'll let you know about some tutorials that are built in and then some other upcoming Inspire trainings that we have coming up throughout the end of the year here. Then at the end, we'll have ample time for questions. However, if you do have a question during the live demonstration, please feel free to put that in the chat or raise your hand so I can get it answered for you. Okay, so first off, what is Inspire? Inspire is Indiana's virtual online library. It is made up of a collection of databases and other information resources. Currently, there are 72 free databases that are included over a wide variety of topics. The database has full-text magazine and journal articles, websites, pamphlets, images, historic newspapers, and more. At no point in the Inspire databases during a search will you hit a paywall in order to everything full text and included. Oops, I missed one, sorry. The subjects that are included cover a wide variety of things, including academic, biographies, business, education, K-12 and beyond, government, health and medicine, literature, and military. All right, so who can access Inspire? All Indiana residents can access Inspire, whether that be at school, in your home, your library, or even at your work or business. Inspire is provided at no additional cost to residents of Indiana. It's a service of the Indiana State Library, and it's supported by the Indiana General Assembly through Build Indiana funds, the Institute of Museums and Library Services, under the provisions of the Library Services and Technology Act, and in partnership with Academic Libraries of Indiana. And Inspire uses geo-ID recognition, but knows that you're a resident of Indiana. Sometimes residents in Indiana might not be recognized as being residents. If this happens, you'll need to contact our Inspire help desk. For example, this might occur if you are on the state line or on one of the state boundaries. So you can access it in your school, in your home, in your library, or at your business or workplace. And then there's the email address to contact if you have any problems with a login. So I'm going to put that in the chat as well. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to switch over and show you the Inspire website. And what I usually say in my trainings that are on technology or about Inspire, it may look like this today, but be prepared for change because things are always changing. The goal is to make the site easy to navigate and as user-friendly as possible. And again, feel free to add your questions in the chat as you think of them. We'll see how much time we have left at the end of the hour. If for some reason you have a question that I don't get to during the live webinar, I will be copying the chat and I'll send the chat out with answers in a few days along with the recording. Okay, so here is the new and improved Inspire home. And they look a little bit different because the splash page has recently undergone a major facelift and rearrangement. And I hope that you'll find it even easier to use and find things than before. So I'm going to pop over to another browser here and demonstrate things in real time. All right, so here's the Inspire webpage. And the search box, the main search box here is the EBSCO Discovery Search. It searches most of the databases on Inspire and brings your search results all back together. If you click on the arrow here to the side by the blue search bar, you can switch to search all of Inspire or just Evergreen, Indiana, or just the SRCS, 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 Statewide Remote Circulation Service. So that's something I like to point out because I wasn't even aware of that before I took this job. If you directly below this search box, if you'll notice here, we have things categorized into groups. We have research groups, the databases by subject matter for easy browsing and finding topics quickly. We have the test and career prep link here. This pulls together test prep, career prep, and adult core skills. This section was previously somewhat buried behind quite a few clicks, but now it's on the home page and very easy to get to without remembering a long path to find it. And then here we have Indiana News and History. Here's where you find Hoosier State Chronicles. Hoosier State Chronicles is our digital historic newspaper program dating back to 1804. We have Indiana Memory here as well. It's digitized books, manuscripts, photographs, newspapers, maps, and other media that provide access to primary sources found in Indiana's libraries, museums, archives, and cultural institutions. And then we have Indiana Legacy, which is a database composed of Indiana local history and vital records from Indiana libraries, historical societies, genealogical societies, and related organizations. So those three are all grouped here under this Indiana News and History tab. And then next, search by subject. This is the one I most often use when I come to Inspire because I'll show you it's very easy to find those subjects that I mentioned. It's very easy to find them this way. If my internet will work here. Here we are. So you can, if you're just looking for business or just health and medicine, you can search by subject here. And then the database is A to Z. This is another one of my favorites because it sorts all of them alphabetically. So if you know you're looking for something in the Business Wire News database, you can easily scroll and find just that database to search. And lastly, we have the advanced search. This is for more specific searching. Here's where you can combine different search strategies and really dig in and use those Boolean phrase and operators, all those good things we like to use. All right, now let's go back to the home page here. Okay, so back to the landing page. You'll notice now, if you haven't been here in a little while to see it, our splash page now features a scrolling picture banner that advertises various databases within Inspire, and this is brand new. I think it kind of helps break up the text on the page very nicely. Under the scrolling banner, we also have some new groupings that have been put here. The databases are into 3 groups, so they're kind of by the age of the patron using it. We have a kids section, a students section, and an adult section. When you click kids, I'll show you, you're taken to a page that's tailored for kids for research featuring Explora for elementary schools, ebooks of interest, STEAM right here, and then skills improvement. We'll go back. The students page is similar. It's divided up, Explora by grade level, literature, and skills improvement and STEAM. And then also there's links to the Hoosier State Chronicles newspaper database. And if we go back, the adult section is divided into 3 main topical sections, current news, health, and genealogy. So you can see these 3. Okay. So also I wanted to note, if you would like a more in-depth look at using Inspire to help students with assignments and projects at school, you'll want to watch my colleague, Beth Yates. She's doing a webinar on September 8th, also at 10 a.m. Eastern. It's titled Inspire Databases for Assisting Students. So I'll be sharing the link to register for that webinar as well in the chat at the end here. So you'll want to check that out if you want more information for helping students. She's going to go into a lot more depth about it. All right, now a few more things I want to tell you about on the main page here. At the very bottom, we have this banner, blue banner across with about and FAQs and contact. About this, just if you click this, it gives you the history of Inspire and also usage statistics about Inspire. FAQs, there's a lot of helpful information if you're looking for specific problem or question you're having there. And then the contact gives you that same email that I put in the chat, the help desk email specifically for Inspire help and questions. And then down here, just above that, we have links to teaching books and the newspapers.com. You can click their logos to go to either one. Underneath, you'll find a link to the previous Inspire interface. Because to use teaching books or newspapers.com, you need to use the Inspire interface from before the previous one. So you just click this little blue here link and it will take you back so you can use teaching books and newspapers. All right. Now that we've kind of covered what all is on the home page, I want to do a couple example searches and then show you some more of the features that pop up once you're actually searching. So first thing I'm going to search is Vonnegut and we'll see what happens. And I am way out in the country, so my internet's a little bit slow here. Okay, so we searched Kurt Vonnegut, and you'll see right away a box pops up at the top, a research starter. This is helpful. It'll give you a link right to encyclopedia passage for him. And then if you click more, this is like a great place to start your research if you haven't started yet. But I want to show you what you get here. Along with your search results, you can see on the right side here, there's related images of Kurt Vonnegut. And then we have links to things found in Indiana Memory. And then also if there's things in Hoosier State Chronicles regarding that search topic, that will be listed over here on the right side. So we have 33,000 results about Kurt Vonnegut. So the good thing is we can limit those results if we don't want to tool through that many. We can use the limiters that are on the left-hand side of the screen. We can limit things by the year of the article here, the publication date of the article. We can limit by the type of article, the format, so you can limit just academic journals, just magazines, or you can limit further by a database, the topics, so we can kind of drill down into topics. If you only want to know information about Kurt Vonnegut's books, for instance, that would bring it down to 662 of the results. So let's change our start year. Maybe we only want to see articles about Mr. Vonnegut from like 2011, so the past 10 years. And let's see what happens if we do that. Okay, it looks like it brought it down to 12,000 results. And I see Charles has asked a very good question. If I type his name wrong, will it still find him? Let's try that because I had to look up how to spell it before I was doing this. So let's just give him one N here. It's kind of hard for kids to type, I think, maybe too. And look at that. So it did find him. It corrected it for me and found him. So you can search instead for the incorrect spelling, but it did correct it for me. So that's fun. All right, good question. Okay, so after I limited to publication date 2011 and forward, you see we got down to 12,000 results from 33,000. So that's a little more manageable, but if you want to limit even more, of course you can. So for instance, if you just want trade publications, that would bring it down to 495. Okay, so that's kind of how you use the limiters. Very helpful. if you need to save some time. All right, now this top green bar, I want to draw your attention to this. This only comes up after you've started a search in Inspire, so it's not on like the landing splash page, but there's a lot of very helpful links up here in this bar. First, you can click here if you want to do a brand new search. You can click Indiana State Library if you want to go to our website. You can do a publication title search, so I'll show you that in just a moment. And then you can put things in folders. So if you, find a bunch of articles and you want to save them in a specific folder, you can create a folder and you'll have a username and password. So I have a folder here with articles. So if I wanted to grab maybe 2 or 3 of those articles about Mr. Vonnegut, I could put them in a folder. So you just click this little image here and it puts it in my folder, and you can see there's something in my folder now. So that's helpful to categorize and keep things handy to go back and look at later. Let's see what else is up here that I want to show you. Okay, the publication title search. This is handy if you're looking for a specific publication by title. We'll do an easy one. We'll do People Magazine, just to show you how you find that. Okay, so here's People Magazine. And we can see that you can get full text access through all of these various databases. So I'm going to just do the first one, Academic Search Complete. I'm just going to pull up another tab here. And then you can see we have all the issues and articles. So let's do the most current. And we're going to do the magazine for Monday, August 16th. And you see we can pull up all the articles that were featured in that volume and issue. So, if you want to know all about Kelly Clarkson's divorce getting messy, here it is. You can see when you get an article pulled up, you can access it to HTML full text or PDF full text, or you can save it to a cloud, or you can pop it into that folder. So that's HTML can be read to you. You can change your highlighting settings. HTML is a good option for English as a second language or sight impaired patrons. And then PDF full text will give you the whole shebang, the whole magazine. So here we are. Let's see here. So here's the whole article, pictures and color and everything else. The whole sorted details. Okay. All right, and then I want to show you one more thing. Get that. I got too many tabs up there. Okay. I'm going to go back to an article real quick and show you one more thing. Okay, so if we click on an article, let's click this one. Another handy thing on an actual article is over here on the right side. You can see it will show you how to cite the article. So that's very helpful if you've got students that are kind of worried about citing. You always have to teach citing, of course, but if they need a little refresher or a little assistance, you can just click that and it'll cite for them in various formats. So that's very helpful. All right, let me check and see if there's any questions. Okay, at this time, is there any questions on searching Inspire or anything you guys want me to search and show you how it works? I can also show you any of the limiters that we didn't really talk about, refining results, stuff like that. So just pop those in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to go on and talk about ebooks. Okay. All right, so let's move ahead and talk about some ebooks next. All right, so the Indiana State Library has added over 75,000 multi-user ebooks, and the new collections are the K-8 ebooks, the high school collection, and then the public library collection. Previously, we had the EBSCO ebook collection there at the bottom, and that one is not all multi-user. So these are very good because, multi-user is huge, and the fact that we have so many titles now. So I'm going to show you searching through the ebooks, and then we're going to look at some things you can do once you find an ebook you want. So I'm going to pop back over here to the ebooks, and the way I usually find the ebook collection is I go to search by subject, And then I go to education. Where did it go? I think they moved it. One moment. Here we are. Okay, so I go to the student search. I'm going to search through the high school book collection just for this example. So you can see here, ebook high school collection is under student search 6 to 12. So I'm going to click that. The ebook search looks very similar to the EBSCO database search with this main search box here in the middle. You can see I'm just searching the high school collection. I can choose to search various other databases from here if I'd like as well. And the difference, it kind of looks a little bit different. There's a section here with highlighted books, a different carousel, and there's another carousel that has featured ebooks for high school. So you can also browse by category here on the left-hand side. And I'm going to choose children and young adult fiction for this example. Okay, and I'm going to just look at this first one that comes up, the Manga Drawing Deluxe, Empower Your Drawing and Storytelling Skills. So on the far right side of the search result, you can see the first icon with the magnifying glass and the paper. This, if you hover over there, gives you just a little bit of information about this particular ebook. And then the second one allows you to put this ebook in your folder or to print or email or save it. Okay, and at this point I want to mention it's important to note that if you aren't signed in to your Inspire account and thereby signed into the ebook collection database, it will be saved in a folder, but if you aren't signed in, you'll lose what's saved in that folder. So if you look in the general My folder, it won't be there unless you were signed in. So make sure you want to sign in before you start saving things in your folder. Okay, below the description of the actual ebook here, below the subjects and everything, you have some choices. You can download or access PDF full text, a full download here. So the PDF full text, this is recommended for desktop computers. Teachers might think to email just specific pages to their students, or they could have their entire class read this same book. So the PDF would be very handy in that case. Usually there's an EPUB full text. There isn't one for Manga Drawing Deluxe, but as you can see on the second result, the Blue Road, we have an EPUB full text option here. So the EPUB full text is recommended for mobile devices. And then the full download, which you can see is on both of them. The full download is a little bit trickier. You'll have to be signed into your account to download it fully. And then once you're signed in, you borrow that book, and then you would have to have Adobe Digital Editions installed on the device that you're using. I don't have it on this desktop computer because it's the state computer. But if you ever have any problems downloading ebooks or figuring how to get them onto your devices, you can always send an email to the Inspire Help Desk. And if they aren't able to figure out your issue, they will refer to the EBSCO tech support. So there really are some great ebooks here. Does anybody have any questions about our ebook collection or want to see anything else in this area? Okay, more than one person download them at the same time. Yes, they're multi-user. So in that case, like I said, like a teacher could get the PDF and send it out to her class. But yes, they're all multi-user. Good question. You see, we even have categories for all sorts of different types of ebooks, which is great. I'm gonna scroll through those so you can see them. And there might even be some fiction ebooks in here that are used for classroom assigned readings too, classics, things like that. Scarlet Letter, there it is. Okay, what hours is the Inspire Help Desk staffed? That is a good question. I do not know the exact answer to that. I would assume it's staffed the hours of the Indiana State Library hours, and then they get back to you with questions after hours. But I will check on that and get back to you. I can send that out when I send out the follow-up, because I don't want to assume wrong. But good question. Okay. If there aren't any more questions about ebooks, I'm going to move on and tell you a few more things here. So I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint. Okay. Another thing I want to mention is in the EBSCO databases in Inspire, there are tutorials that are built in, and they can be found using this link. I'm going to show you, I'll put it in the chat, but then I'm also going to show you what it looks like because it's very helpful. So I'm going to put this link in. Okay, so on EBSCO Connect, this is where you go to find tutorials. If you want to look for tutorials, you go to, where to go? Need quick help. Here we are. Need quick help. And then right here, tutorials on the EBSCO interfaces. So if you're needing some extra assistance in teaching someone to use one of these databases or need some additional information on a certain database, you can go through here and find it. So here's discovery tutorials, all kinds of tutorials for days. All right. Another thing that's helpful on EBSCO Connect are the title lists. So I'll show you those and put that in the chat. This will give you a list of all the specific publications that are in each database. Okay, so here are the names of our databases in blue, highlighted in blue. So if we want to know which ones are included in Academic Search Ultimate, for instance, you can get an Excel sheet that shows you all the journals and Excel by subject matter. So those are handy if you're looking to see what is included. And then there are also promotional materials that you can get for free, and they're printable. So if you want to put things out on your desk or give them to patrons, there are a whole bunch of promotional materials for each database. So I put that link in the chat as well, but you can sort them here by just bookmarks, for instance. So here's a bookmark all about the Rosetta Stone library solution or novelist. So you can search by database and find bookmarks, flyers, all sorts of things, logos if you want to put them on your website or things like that. Okay, and it looks like Lisa answered our question about when the help desk is available for questions. So that's in the chat for you. Thank you, Lisa. All right, and then lastly, there is a help screen here, product help, if you have any other questions that are not answered by the FAQs or searching around on the site. So there's links for all sorts of help there. All right. Okay, so new in 2021, we've been doing these Inspire focused trainings once a month. And if you missed any of the trainings thus far, you can watch them on demand in our archive training sections of the continuing education website. We've done them on very specific types of databases. So there was a training specifically on health databases, business databases, education databases, job searching, all kinds of different topics you could use Inspire for. And then they are all eligible for TLEU. So if you watch those, you can get the TLEU. The next training for Inspire will be held on September 8th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. This is the webinar I mentioned a little bit earlier that's going to be done by my colleague Beth Yates, the Youth Services Coordinator for the State Library. She's going to be doing a webinar on the top Inspire databases for assisting students. So that was a great, timely webinar with school starting back up. And I've placed the link to register for that webinar in the chat, and that's free. So if you're interested in that, feel free to register, and you can also get the recording to share with colleagues, teachers after the fact. And then we also have the Wednesday Word, and our listservs is where we put our trainings, upcoming trainings. We put the word out in both of those. And then there's links there to our continuing education website as well. Okay, so I want to thank you guys for attending today. And basically, this was for you guys to ask questions. So I just want to show you some of the new things that have changed on Inspire. But at this time, if you have any questions, feel free to put those in. And while you are doing that, I'm going to put the form in the chat. And if you fill out the form, I will be sending you the TLEU for this webinar. Those watching a recorded presentation of this webinar can check out the details on how to get your TLEU in the video's description on YouTube. And if also, along with questions, if there's any additional demonstrated searches or anything you would like to see within Inspire, you can feel free to ask that as well. I'm going to scroll through here and see if I missed any questions. Okay, ebooks for kids, fiction and picture books. Yes, I can do that. Okay, so for ebooks for kids, I'm going to go to the ebook K-8 collection. Okay, and then we're going to go to children and young adult fiction. Okay, so here we are. If you want me to pull up a picture book, I can do that. Or if there's a certain picture book you want me to search for, I can do that as well. So we have quite a few bilingual books here at the top. Let's click on this Go Green for Earth Day. How about that? And I'll show you the PDF. Here it is. All right, here we go. So here at the top, you can add this book to a folder. And remember, you got to be signed in to actually save it there and keep it there. But you can save pages, email pages, print specific pages. Ooh, save it to Google Drive. So we'll just scroll through here a little bit. Show you the pictures. There we go. That was driving me nuts. Okay, now you can see the pages. So there we go. Looks pretty good. Let's see. We're going to look. Charles wants to know approximately kind of how many were in there. So let's go back. Yeah, about 3,300. So, all right. Are there any other questions that I can answer at this time? Okay. And once again, your TLEU form has been put in the chat box. So fill that out and I will get that over to you. And then also in the next few days, you're going to receive your certificate, your TLEU, and then I'll also be sending a follow-up email with the copy of the chat and then a recording of this webinar. And then you can feel free to email me with any questions in the meantime. And thank you very much for attending today. And at this time, we'll stop recording.